Okay, chapter 12, bank reconciliation. Okay, this is actually part of accounting. Yeah, and the purpose is actually to ensure that the cash that the business has is actually protected. Yeah, because cash or money at bank is actually an important asset. Yeah, and if they are not protected, somebody can easily steal the money. Yeah, steal the money. So this money need to be protected. So one way to protect the money would be by making sure that the records are complete. When the company receive the money from the customer, immediately bank in. Also, beside, you know, receiving cash, the company would prefer to receive check, but check too need to be protected because check can be stolen too and to be cashed out by irresponsible person. And today, most of the businesses they would do online, yeah, by making the payment online. However, it's only for the small businesses. Big businesses, the making payment online would be rare, yeah, because the amount is large. So usually it will be by bank transfer, yeah, making the bank transfer instructing the bank to make payment. Yeah. So the business owner or the business manager would usually make arrangement with the bank how the payment would be made. Okay, so it will not be like these people. They will have to go to the bank. They just simply call the bank and make giving the instruction to the banker how the payment is going to be made and to whom and when. Yeah. So that is actually for big businesses. Yeah. And remember, it's not going to be only one person in charge lah, not many individuals, but only one person because that is actually going to be dedicated to this business owner. Yeah, because the one banker, the one person in charge in the bank would know what the transaction would be. Of course, there is going to be uh, with service charges imposed on the customer. But for ordinary businesses, the payment that they get from the customer would be maybe by check or by cash. And even the business too, when they make payment to the supplier, they will provide cash or provide check. Yeah. So later, maybe later in the future, because now we have this digital transaction like cryptocurrency, we have the online. So maybe the way the bank reconciliation is going to be carried out later would be a little bit different. Yeah? But bear in mind that this is still applicable now, yeah, because most businesses still perform business transactions using checks. Yeah, right. So bank reconciliation is actually one way to monitor cash, to determine that there is no cash or check stolen. Yeah. When I say cash, bear in mind that bank reconciliation, although I said that can be used to monitor cash, but cash at bank actually, yeah, cash at bank. So it's not cash in hand. Cash in hand cannot be monitored by bank reconciliation. Yeah. I repeat again, bank reconciliation is only going to be used to monitor cash at bank. Yeah. Right. So what about monitoring cash in hand? Monitoring cash in hand uh, is by having a cashier, a person authorized to be cashier. So only that cashier is going to be responsible. And there must be policy procedure to make sure that the cash in hand, yeah, is protected. So it's going to be put into the petty safe box, lock the safe box, put inside the drawer is locked. And who can take out the money? Only the cashier who is given the authorization by the accounting manager. Yeah. So if any person would like to get access to the petty cash board, no, because these are the people, they are not authorized. Yeah. So whatever is going to be the responsibility of that particular cashier. So if let's say some money is lost, that particular cashier has to be responsible, have to, answer why the money is not there. Yeah. All right. Okay, for bank reconciliation, it's only for cash at bank. It relates to the check payment and check receipt. So when we have cash in hand, I'm going to put that aside now. So we are not going to consider cash in hand. Yeah. All right. So this one is chapter 12, page 167. Now let's look at page 168. 168, okay, the some notes there, please go through them yourself, yeah. And then at the bottom we have the cash account, and then on page 169 at the top there we have the bank account. So you can see that these are accounts, they are prepared in the ledger, right? Ledger. Kalau in the journals, that would be what? The cash book ataupun the cash receipt and cash payment journal. Yeah. But once we have the word cash account on page 168 and on page 169, the bank account, that means these are not in the journal. These are in the ledger. So you can see here how many columns. The cash account and the bank account. Do they have the same number of columns? The same detail? Yes, but it's just that the title would be different. What about the sales account, purchase account, and other accounts? The format will still be the same, but the title would be different now. And if it's going to be the purchase account, then you write purchase account. If it's sales account, you write sales account. If it is accounts payable, you write accounts payable account, and so on. Yeah. That is trying to recap back about the ledger and the accounts. Yeah. Now back to this one here. So you have the cash account and the bank account. So when preparing the bank reconciliation, we are not going to look at cash account. We can ignore that. Page 168 at the bottom, cash account, you ignore. You only look at the bank account on page 169. All right. Why do we need to do the bank reconciliation? We need to do the bank reconciliation because now, do you have money at bank? Yes or no? Do you have money at bank? I'm sure yes, right? Did you take out the money at the counter or through ATM? Usually now by ATM, yeah, no longer at the counter because they will no longer entertain you, yeah. So it's through the ATM. Now, did you keep book record about the money that you have in bank? Ada tak? Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you write down the money that you have? Okay, how much money that you have deposited into the bank, then how much money that you have taken out. Did you write that down? Yes or no? No. Right. So when you take out the money, do you know how much balance left? Yes or no? Okay. Sometimes you go to the bank, you take out the money, or you bank in some money through ATM, then you get the slip, right? So when you look at the slip, then you remember, and then you look at the balance. You look at the balance, and then you say, huh? Wow, so much money. Banyaknya duit. Banyaknya duit. You expect that your money would be so and so. But suddenly, the balance shows so much money. What would you do? Keep quiet? Or you wanted to know where this money come from? Okay, that is one question mark. Yeah. Another situation, you go to the bank, you put some money or you withdraw the money, and then you look at the balance. And suddenly the balance, very small. You know that your balance should be so and so much, but the balance is so small. I mean, it's not the amount that you expected. It's actually lower than the amount that you expected. Will you be very curious? Of course, right? Because the money is very low. So here, how are you going to check? How are you going to verify that that balance is actually the balance that you should have? Okay, in this case, if you did not have the record, you did not have that. Kalau dulu buku 35 kan, kalau dulu-dulu lah, zaman dulu-dulu ya, very famous buku 35. Buku 35 tu is usually buku hutang lah, buku pasal duit lah, ya. So if you make a record, okay, every time that you bank in, every time that you withdraw the money, then you have the record. So when you check your record with the balance from the slip that you get from the ATM, yeah, then you can verify, boleh tak? Kan, you boleh verify lah the balance tu, is the same, yeah. But from the very beginning, when you get the slip tu, you were curious. So when you go back immediately, tak sabar nak check ni with your record, you check, oh betul sama. Because why? Maybe because you have forgotten certain amount of money that you have withdrawn. You have not, you have forgotten. Yeah. But if you did not make the record, what happened? You wouldn't know, right? So itu, how are you going to check? Maybe that would be a longer process lah. You have to go to the bank, check, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay. Right. So when you go to the bank, you are going to get the bank statement, then you check. Then maybe it's the same. Tapi kalau they are not the same juga, what happened? That means something is wrong lah. Yeah, something is wrong. Yeah, but how do you know it's wrong? If you have not written, then maybe you have forgotten certain transaction. Yeah. So here the bank reconciliation therefore is required only if there is a record, the physical record. If there is no record, that's why bank reconciliation cannot be done. Even though that you have the bank statement, yeah, but if you yourself did not make the record, then it's not possible. So therefore, very important, before the company can do the bank reconciliation, the company must have the record, own record. So the own record is the bank account. Can you see on page 169, the bank account. So that is the company's record. All right. And in business, you don't go to ATM and check the balance lah. No, usually what do you do for business? You will get the bank statement. So when you get the bank statement, then you check with the record as given on page 169 just now. Okay. 169. So maybe that one is not so clear. Okay, now turn to page 170. Page 170. Yeah, page 170. You can see that. Okay, this is bank account at the top of the page, bank account. And whose record is this? Business lah, business record. Yeah. So it depends on the business how they wanted to organize. It could be monthly, could be weekly, and so on. Okay. So in this situation, usually it would be monthly. So every month. Then at the end of the month, they can close the account, carry forward the balance, and open for the next month, and so on. And furthermore, the bank like Maybank, they will give a statement to the customer. Ada tak you receive the bank statement from the bank? How often did you receive the bank statement? Every month. Betul tak? Every month. Well, for example, like for May hari tu, for May, yeah, for May you should get in June. Tapi because of this the pandemic, then everything is going to be delayed lah, tak ada. But usually it'll be the following month. The statement for let's say 1 month will be received in the following month. So when you receive the statement, what would you do? Did you check the balance? Well, for business, they must check the balance. Okay, they must check the balance. So now let's look at page 170 here. So we have RP Trading Bank, RP Trading's bank account. Yeah, RP's Trading Bank account. So RP's Trading tu apa maksud dia tu? API is actually the customer of the bank lah. The customer of the bank. The customer of the bank. So API trading, let's say you are API trading, you have your accountant, keep the bank account. So you have that bank account date January 20x2, and then on 1st you have cash, on 7 you have commission income, and then on the 28th you have sale, and then balance, how much balance? 5,600. And then your customer, because you keep in the bank, so the bank will send the statement. So you get the bank statement at the bottom there. So the bank statement at the bottom, okay. Here you have this. Apa ni? The detail. Okay, and if you look at at 31st bank statement, 31st the last day 5,600. So 5,600, you compare that with 5,600 at the top there, and it shows to you how much is it. The same balance, right? Same balance. Yeah. So when these two balances they are the same, that means okay, good. No need to do bank reconciliation because it's the same. Whatever that you have in the record and whatever given by the bank, they are the same. Both balances are the same. So that means no need to do the bank reconciliation. Okay, bank reconciliation is required if, let's say, the balance shown here, the bank account balance is not the same as the bank statement balance. Okey, sekarang ni you nampak apa ni sebenarnya? Nampak yang
Nampak Excel.
okay, so you nampak Excel ya. So this one, okay, this one is actually bank account balance 5,600. Ini from the bank account lah. This is from the bank account. This is from the bank account. Okay, and this is from the bank statement. Okay, so you can see that the balance too, as on page 170, both are the same, betul tak? 5,600 and at the bottom 5,600. But so if they are the same, you don't have to do bank reconciliation. But if let's say at the top here you have 5,600, but at the bottom you have 5,000, they are not the same, right? These balance are not the same. Boleh tulis. So this balance, these balance are not the same, kan? So that's why we need to do bank reconciliation. Saya tak boleh, ya Allah, saya geramnya. Saya dah beli dah, saya tak boleh pakai, saya tak reti nak pakai. Alright, so let's turn to page 171 and page 172. Page 171, you have tak apalah, you baca sendirilah ya, you baca sendiri because nanti saya nak terangkan panjang. So what it meant here is that when you are required to do bank reconciliation, this balance, they are not the same. Yeah, they are not the same. Yeah. So that means this okay, this balance here, this 5,000, this 5,600, they are not the same as this balance here. Yeah. So that's why you need to do the bank reconciliation. So how to do bank reconciliation? How to do the bank reconciliation? Saya tengah fikir ni macam mana nak tunjuk dekat you all ni, nak illustrate ni. Susah, tak boleh nak illustrate ni. Okay, right. Never mind. InsyaAllah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dah baca doa dah. Okay, right. Okay, on page 172, okay, bank reconciliation and its purpose, I have mentioned to you just now, yeah. Okay, page 173, transaction recorded by the business but not by the bank. Okay, so you can see that these two figures, they are not the same, yeah. Okay, this one is where? In the bank account. Bank account, turn to page 169. So this is example page 169. Page 169, yeah. And then this one is actually example je lah, yeah, example. Yeah, and this is from the bank statement, remember, so they are not the same. So why do you think they are not the same? Back to page 173. Now, example would be, let's say somebody put the money into your bank account. Faham, salah tu nak cakap tu sebab bank account ni bank account kan. Nombor 1 ni nombor 2. Okay, let's say somebody, your father, put the money into bank, into your say Maybank. Say this is Maybank, eh? Okay, so you have your account in Maybank. So your father put some money into Maybank, to your account in Maybank, and you didn't know. So what happened to this balance here? Put some money, increase lah, betul tak? Increase. How much money? Maybe another 1,000. So it now becomes what? 6,000. Your father didn't tell you about that. The father didn't tell you about that. So, okay, let's say you are in business lah. You are in business. Why your father put 1,000? Because you said that you need money to do your business. Yeah, you don't have enough money. So your father put inside this 1,000. And the father didn't tell you, yeah, about the money. So now this one becomes, how much is it? 6,000, eh? 6,000. You didn't know. And in business, you have this bank account. This is record lah kan, book record. This is book record. So you didn't know. So what would be your balance here? Berapa ribu? Masih lagi 5,600. Right? So there is a difference here. And then, why there is a difference here? Kejap, sorry. Saya patah balik. I have to go backwards. Yeah. Okay, let's say originally your balance, your book record, bank account in book 5,600, bank statement also 5,600. Okay, right. Yeah, so there is no issue. Then after that, your father, because you said to your father you need money, so your father give you another 1,000 loan lah, yeah, 1,000. So now it becomes like this. But your bank account in book is only 1,000, is only 5,600. So there is a difference there. And your father didn't tell you, maybe tak sempat lah, ya, tak sempat atau terlupa. He just simply credited to your Maybank account. So you see here that it's not balanced. So what do you need to do? You need to do bank reconciliation. So when you need to do bank reconciliation, you need these two statements here. You need the bank statement from the Maybank, and you have to have your bank account, the book record. So what do you do? You check. Oh, okay, your father. So what do you do? In bank reconciliation, you adjust lah. In the bank reconciliation, you adjust. Now this one is become 6,600. Yeah. All right. So one of the reason is what? Because of, turn to page 174. Can you please turn to page 174? Number 4. Can you see number 4 there? Boleh nampak number 4 ke? Page 174. Credit transfer. So this is actually when the father credited to your account. This is an example of credit transfer. Yeah, credit transfer. Okay, another example would be standing instruction. What is standing instruction? You buy motor vehicle, ada kan? Motor vehicle. Ada tak beli motor vehicle ke, motorcar ke, motosikal ke? Ada kan? So how do you pay the installment for your motorcycle or motorcar? Did you go to the bank, take the money and go to the bank, or did you ask the bank to make payment for you? Okay, if you go to the bank, bring money, that one is different issue. But sometimes, you know, you instruct the bank, you give Number two, you give instruction to the bank every month. The bank has to pay on your behalf to the bank that you borrow money just now to buy the car or to buy the motorcycle to pay certain amount. Yes, so the bank on that particular date will deduct from your account balance, yeah, from your Maybank account balance. So that is what we say standing instruction. Right. Direct debit is similar to standing instruction, but this one is given you have made arrangement with the creditor or accounts payable. You tell the accounts payable or creditor that, okay, when you have to make payment to them, the creditor can give the instruction to the bank to deduct the money from your Maybank account to make payment to them, to the accounts payable. So let's say you are creditor, you are account payable, saya ni your customer. Kita dah buat arrangement, so bila tiba bayaran, you the creditor, you go to you instruct my Maybank account to deduct the money from my account, Maybank account, to make payment to you. That is direct debit. Clear, ya? Kalau standing instruction is, okay, let's say take loan from you to buy motor car. Okay, I instruct my Maybank, okay, on every first day of the month, pay you. Who are you? The loan lender just now lah, yeah, whoever you are lah, can be CIMB, can be the apa lagi, BSN, etc. So on the first day, I instruct my Maybank account to deduct from my account on the first day of every month, 500 ringgit. So the Maybank will deduct that and pay to you lah. Yeah, so that is standing instruction. Right. So that is the transaction that can occur, and you, I mean the business owner, will they know how much that have been credited from the account? Wouldn't know, tak tahu kan, because that is actually done by the bank. So you wouldn't know. When you know, or when this business owner know, when they get the bank statement. So when they get the bank statement, they will know. Yeah, they will know. What about in the record, the book record just now? Will it be updated with the standing instruction, direct debit, credit transfer? No. This book record will not be recording the amount deducted due to standing instruction, due to direct debit, and due to credit transfer, because the accountant that prepared this book wouldn't know. Okay, so how can they record? They wouldn't know what they blah blah blah. Although that they have made arrangement, but usually they will not update until what? Until they receive the statement from the Maybank. So from the Maybank, then they only know that there has been amount deducted due to standing instruction, direct debit, and credit transfer. And for that reason, that's why they do the bank reconciliation. Yeah. Now, turn back to page 174. Turn back to page 173. Can you see bank charges there? Bank charges. Okay, sometimes, when the owner of the company or the business or the accountant, when they make dealing with the bank, they have to pay the bank. So when the accountant asks the bank to do standing instruction, direct debit, usually there will be charges by the bank. The bank will charge the customer. So the charges are actually that one lah, the bank charges on page 173. So the accountant or the business owner, do they know how much bank will charge? Tak tahu kan. So again, that will be known until after they receive the bank statement. Yeah. So these are the reason why the information are recorded in the bank statement but not recorded in the bank account in the book, the book record. Okay. Okay, back to page 173, you have the transaction related to transaction recorded by the business but not by the bank. That means it's recorded in the book but not by the bank statement. Okay, for example, what? Let's say you, the owner of the business or the manager of the business, you make payment to supplier. You make payment by check to the supplier. So when you make the payment to the supplier, you make payment by check. So what do? You record lah. You do record. And the check is with the supplier. Do you know or not when this supplier is going to, you know, deposit the check to his bank account? Do you know or not? Tak tahu kan? Let's say saya business owner. You are my creditor. So dalam buku saya lah, bukan buku you ni, buku saya ya. So I make payment to you by check. So when you receive the check, will I know that when you are going to deposit the check just now to your bank? Will I know? I wouldn't know. So it means that it will be recorded here. Because when I make payment by check, I will record, but I wouldn't know whether it's going to be recorded here or not. Yeah. But if let's say it doesn't appear, if let's say by certain date you have not presented to the bank, that means that is the check unpresented. Yeah. I reverse this again. I reverse so that you can understand. So if let's say you are the business owner or the accountant, you give me the check because I am the supplier. You make payment to me by check. So you will record here in the book. Yeah, you will record here in the book. But the check I have not presented. I have not yet deposited. So that is what we say unpresented check. Okay, clear? Unpresented check. Number one. Okay, what about uncredited check? Uncredited check. Okay, I am your customer. Now I make payment to you because I bought something from you. I want to make payment and I pay by check. So when I make payment by check, when you receive the check, are you going to record here in your book, in bank account book record? Yes, because when you receive payment, you are going to record. Yeah, and then you bring the check to the bank to deposit so that it will be shown in your Maybank account. But that check didn't go through yet the process because maybe school holidays, maybe because the weekend, maybe because this COVID thing, yeah, so it has not been processed yet. But you have recorded here. And when you get the bank statement, it didn't appear that. So that is what we say uncredited check. So if the check that you received and the check that you made are not reflected in the bank statement, these are unpresented check and these are uncredited check. Ingat ya, unpresented check, you make payment to me by check. Uncredited check, you receive the check, you record, and you deposited the check, but it didn't go through the banking clearance yet. So that's why it didn't appear here. So these are the reason, two situations that why these two balances, they are not the same. the transaction recorded by the business but not by the bank, and then the transaction recorded by the bank but not by the business. Okay, right. You have class afterwards, right? Ada kelas kan? Tak ada kelas ke? Ada kelas ke? Tak ada kelas?
Ada, madam.
Okay. Alright. So because they are not the same, that's why you have to do the bank reconciliation. I'm going to stop in a while, yeah? Right. So to do the bank reconciliation, you need to follow the steps here as given on page 175. Yeah, page 175. So this one memang kena illustrate, tapi saya dah tak boleh nak illustrate ni. So you have to go through step by step here. Yeah, you have to go through step by step here until step number 4 on page 175, page 176. So when you do that, inshallah, you will be able to do bank reconciliation. Yeah. Okay, I want you to follow through example 12.2, page 178. Page 178. Now, the instruction given to you here okay. I repeat again. On page 175, we have given you the tips how to prepare the bank reconciliation. Follow step 1, follow step 2, step 3, and step 4 very closely. Yeah, baca tu dulu. If you cannot understand, never mind. You just follow through. And then after that, you look at example 12.2. 12.2, you have the information. So when you have this, you go against the page 175 again. Follow the step when you prepare this one. When you prepare, example 12.2, you follow je dulu ya, tengok how. Then after that, do not look at the suggested answer, but you try to do that on your own using the steps given to you on page 175 and 176. If you cannot understand, then compare the suggested solution on page 179 with the step 1 until 4. Yeah. Compare the suggested solution, yeah, on page 179 with the steps given on page 175. So follow through that closely and you should be able to produce your answer as on page 180. 180. So this is 180 is actually the answer. So if let's say question on bank reconciliation, they want you to prepare something like on page 180. Is that clear? Boleh faham ke? So itu je lah that I can say to you, yeah, because I cannot show to you here. I don't have the information. Right. So you need to follow them closely. Right. With that, I would like to stop.